Welcome to another Numismatic Notes with Benjamin. I am Benjamin, and y'all, even though it has been time since I've done videos like every 3 days or at least twice a week, I have not been slacking when it comes to purchasing notes for you guys. I've been lacking in time since I've started back to university, and it's the gardening season. Some of you will be happy to see that my thumbnails have broken off, and my fingers look a little dirty for the wear, but my hands are nice and clean. And I'm excited to share with you some banknotes that I have for you. I've got these accumulated from a number of places. One of them is a place online called Allen's. A lot of them are from Uri, and some of them I have for you are from a good friend from my coin club named Tyler Tyson, who you may have done business with if you've ever been to an A&A show and you've been to his elongated penny table. He also carves hobo nickels, so I've been a busy person, and I hope you enjoy what I have to show you. I'm just going to be very cursory with them, but if you have more questions, let me know. Let me know in the comments section. I've gotten some new notes from Central African states, and they're nice, and they're going to fit into some of my themes. Like, I like this because of the farm equipment. There's irrigation, there's a tractor, and there is a cow. I cannot wait to put this in my cow collection. Good Lord. I really like the quality of these new notes, so I can't wait to do a bigger video. From that same family, there's this new note which shows scientific equipment, a hospital bed, doctors, and women in charge. Nice themes, y'all. Nice themes. And the paper, it's an odd paper. It may be a hybrid, but it certainly feels plasticized. This is a note that isn't terribly new, but when you turn it over, you'll see that it is actually from the newest family of Jordanian banknotes. I've always liked Jordanian banknotes, so this one will fit right in. It's got a good color too. Oh, looky here. This one isn't going to fit in one of my small holders. I'm going to have to upsize it to the large one. I like the flowers and the wildlife that are appearing on this new one. Although I have to say, Jordan has never slouched on their notes, but this is a particularly colorful and vivid note. Kind of liking it. I may have this note already, but I can't say no to a nice Lebanese banknote. This one is a 50,000, and I like the graphics in the little boat that are on this particular note. It's going to have to go in a large size holder again too. Couldn't believe the bargain I got on that note. That's a Cyprus 5-pound, and I guess I expected most of them to be super expensive, since you find older Cyprus banknotes going for high values. But this, I guess, was one of the last ones before the euro, so they still must have a stock of those. I like that house. Building, church, mosque. Haven't done my research yet, y'all, but rest assured I will before I present it on my channel. By the way, I'm up to almost 920 subscribers. Can you see why I like this note? This is a early Indonesian banknote, and it's got a shore scene on the left, but on the right it has one of my favorite themes, terraces. Terraces on banknote. And then some sort of mountaintop. I suspect that it could even be a volcano as well, based on the shape of the mountain. So we'll have to see. Coming soon, some more Indonesian banknotes. And then finally, on this first group, I have another note from Central African states. And while the fronts are different with color, the back is what I think is fantastic. And you can see the the parrot on here makes a lovely Lovely, lovely design. And since this is an African banknote, and since that parrot looks kind of blue and gray, I'm going to make an assumption that that is an African gray parrot, but I could very well be wrong, so don't hold me to that. I do know these new notes from Central African states have quite a bit of security imagery. So there you go. A bunch of notes from my recent order from Yuri. And now I'm going to share with you a bunch of notes that I got from my friend Tyler. I'm going to go quick and let's see if there's something you would like there. There we have a tin dong. And I love the vignettes that are available on Vietnamese banknotes. A Nam Hao. Lovely banknote. Looks like a coconut palm next to a river with some boaters on it. Here's a Hai Dong with vignettes and bridges that I think are on other banknotes of Vietnam as well. Some of these are not in the best condition, and that's reflected in prices that you might see marked, even though those aren't necessarily the prices I paid. But I'll be all honest with you. Whenever you come across banknotes that you haven't seen in your experience as a collector of banknotes, or you see an old collection, which I think these came out of, you kind of jump at them and you risk whether or not you've had the note before, just because you might never see a vignette again. Tractor, dam, bridge combo. Here's a 50 dong. I like how they have patches of ornate and then patches of simplicity. And you have earth movers and big machines. Looks like they're mining on this side of this note. Very nice. Very nice. Here's another Hai Dong. And it shows a neighborhood underneath a bridge. So I don't think that it's necessarily homeless, but that is conveyed in it. Now this note is kind of neat, like some of those Laotian banknotes I have. That is a helicopter on fire in the field in the background, and celebrating military and civilian types and tanks. So pretty impressive battle scene on this banknote. Here's a 50 shoe, and at first I thought, oh, looks like terraces, but I think what they are is just piles of logs getting loaded onto a truck. But a beautiful note nonetheless. And on this side, weaving, which is another theme that I have done, although this looks like it's kind of a matte weaving rather than a textile weaving. Here we have a tin dong in red. It's nice colors. Looks like we have a train and some civilian ladies and flowers. Typical vignettes that you see on, strangely enough, communist banknotes. And this is a red banknote. So we have a village scene, flags, victorious soldiers, and people. Loving on the soldiers. And I can't help but note this note is from 1966, so some of those notes are really, really strong propaganda types. This is a note you may have seen before, and it's certainly not the first note I've ever owned from North Korea that looks like this one. However, in red, this one commemorates the 95th anniversary of Kim Il-sung. So, yeah, there's that. I don't know that this denomination has ever circulated, but there's a fantastic mountain peaks of the mountains Kumgangsan. So amazing that even people of the South still try to go up and see those mountains to this day. And playing her flute is one of the mountain fairies of Kumgangsan. I like this note. This note is an Indochine piastre, and it's not the one you normally see, which has, the same shape hat, but a guy holding, goods on either side of a shoulder harness or something. This has a nice little water buffalo in between, and a pair of people wearing that conical hat. I actually have that hat too, and I sometimes wear it in my garden. On the back, we got fruits, and we have locals. A beautiful banknote. Everybody has the 1 penny, 5 cent, 10 cent of Hong Kong, but I have one that predates the use of Queen Elizabeth on it, or even George the Sixth. George the Sixth. This may be earlier. It may be, I don't really know. I haven't done my research on it, but I liked it because it had a 888. So it was a good luck note from Asia, and it's a denomination that I've enjoyed collecting from Hong Kong. Other side is all in red. From there to a lovely one something Ethiopian dollar with Emperor Haile Selassie, or as he's known in Jamaica. What is he known in Jamaica? Rastafari. There you go. Lovely port scene, it looks like. And a lion, a splendid lion on the back of that note. Another Vietnamese note, and this one is a 1 dong. Lots of 8s, but they're not all together. But look at the serial number. It is a 388, 388, so it is a nice repeater. And on this side, a lovely scene of the planting of a rice paddy, people planting, and water buffalo doing their plowing. Lovely vignette. I love those rural vignettes. I was happy to get this 1 chow from China. It's from a China puppet bank, and I think I got a pretty good price, even though somebody with pencil has graffitied the note in the margin. And I think they wrote very fine. Oh, they wrote very fine, and they put the catalog number on it in pencil. I don't know why they did that, but I like it because it's a Bactrian camel. Nice little multiple humped camel. Looks like a baby camel without a hump in the front, and then some other livestock there in the back. Love the note. Back to Vietnam for another lovely banknote of a 1 dong. And on the back, a great shore scene. I love those rocks that... I want to go to Vietnam just to see those rocky islands that they have just off the coast. Here's another 10 dong. Nothing magnificent about the serial number, but a different view of an elephant helping them do logging. So you have elephants and you have big machines trying to do the same work of an elephant. I was happy to get this note. This is one of the early notes of Israel, obviously from 1955, but these scenes are so bucolic and colorful. It looks like a sunset on the left and some lovely flowers on the right. Probably the Jordan River in the front. And on the back, nothing but graphics. The back isn't really terribly inspiring to me, and yet within the graphics it shows some amazing engraving. That was about all they had back in the day to protect notes. I was happy to get this one. This is an East Africa shilling, and it has George the Sixth on it. It's kind of old. Corners are really, really, really worn. But it's a nice issue to get from East Africa. It is from 1943, and it's from January. Nairobi, 1943, and there we have a splendid lion, and that's probably Kilimanjaro. Well, I mean, I can say it is. I'll have to do some research before I show you guys. A whole bunch of 8s on this Ghana 1 seti. This is one of the early notes of Ghana, and it's pretty decorative on the front and beautifully blank on the back. I mean, that looks almost like a photograph. And except for the 1 seti designation in the bottom right-hand corner. One of the more simple banknote designs. I kind of wish they would put all the text on one side and lovely images on the back side. I like the clouds on this one. I'm definitely going to have to do some clouds in a banknote series very soon. This is from Sweden, and it's a krona from 1915. And I got a kick out of this. It's not in good condition, even has an ink stain up there. But when you look at the back of it, it's simply the front of the note, just like in in mirror image. So I don't even know if this is a real note. I don't know if it was laying on top of a banknote that was still wet from its printing, but it's still pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. If you know anything about that note, let me know. Here's another Indochine note that I absolutely love, and you kind of see the Asian influences on this one. This is a piastre, and you see those junks there on the left and some of the other longboats from the region. And then on this side you have Chinese, you have Vietnamese, you have Thai, it looks like. Maybe even some Lao. Ooh, hi-ho. Not because I'm a dwarf going to work, but because that is a Vietnamese hi-ho. A tu hao. Or ho. Don't really know, but another scene of, I think that dam has been on several notes. And this time it looks like we have some buffaloes and livestock in the foreground. Lovely little note. And what collection isn't complete without the Swaziland one Lilangeni? Here we have the king on the left, and I don't know if he ended up ruling longer than Elizabeth, but he was king for a long time. And on the back, they used to tease him by saying that he was choosing his wife. By the red headdresses you see on all these stylishly attired womenfolk, you know that they are already members of the royal family, because only they wear those headdresses. But this is an honorable maiden's dance, I believe, from the yearly celebration they have in Swaziland. This note was popular in the West for scandalous reasons, mainly because there's a big hang-up in the United States and other Western countries with bare-chested women. But there you go. It is what it is. Here's a lovely banknote of Spain, and I believe that's Isabella of the Isabella and Ferdinand, and let's get Columbus his route to Asia, or to India. Beautiful little note. And one of the most fantastic map notes I think I have ever seen. I absolutely love the compass rose on this. And if you look, it says India, but it looks for all the world like the New World. In fact, it says La Florida right there. So we have all these little islands of the Caribbean. We have what became the United States, and we have Mexico, and then the top of South America there. An absolutely gorgeous note. I'm glad I was able to get it. Here's a neat note. This one is from the Republic of China. And on the back of the note we have a beautiful building on the shore of a body of water. And what I like most about this is engravings of water are an absolute favorite of mine on banknotes. So this is going to figure promptly if I ever do a theme of water and the reflections of water. Here's a Ceylon 1 rupee with King George VI. An elephant on this side. Very dirty note, but looks like it was well loved and well used in its lifetime. So I'm pretty excited to get that and show you guys. Here we have a tin dong from Vietnam. And on the back, a simple house and tree scene. This may be the dwelling place of Ho Chi Minh. I'm not really sure. I'll definitely do some more research before I present it to you guys. And finally, I have a 20 dong of Vietnam in this group. And on the back of it is a lovely imperial building. I think it's from Hue City, but I'll have to find out. It always makes me think of Baba Yaga because the house is on top of a single pillar. In fact, maybe that's single pillar pagoda. But it always makes me think of Baba Yaga's house, which is on a giant chicken leg hopping through the forest. I'm sure Vietnam is loving that I'm accusing their designs of having anything to do with Russian fairy tales. But this video is quite long enough, and that's just half the notes I got from my friend. So I'm going to call it quits for this video. I'm going to share this, and then I will have another new video to share with you guys at a later date. I hope you guys have a jewel of a day. I'm Benjamin. Keep subscribing, and let's get this channel monetized.